Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations, where we generally look at one or another lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the Daily Office Lectionary. And today is Thursday, and I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at the first lesson assigned for evening prayer, back to the book of Ecclesiastes, right? We've had a couple of wonderful days looking at All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, which was on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now we get back to our regular 20th Sunday after Trinity and the weekdays following. Ecclesiastes 3, verses 1 through 2, 9 through 15. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. What profit had he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life, and also that every man should eat and drink, and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it, for God doeth it, that men should fear before him. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. God requireth that which is past. Okay, so when you heard the beginning of today, things you think, wait, wasn't there a pop song in the late 60s, early 70s that sounded like, for everything turn, 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 there is a season, turn, 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 right? Well, yes, and in fact, the verses that we skip from the assigned lesson for today will go on and be the rest of those, a time to do this and a time to do that you know from that popular song. But what they're trying to drive home in this is that, remember, the book Ecclesiastes is about the philosophy that life is vanity, and that, in fact, things will happen. There'll be some cyclical things, right? Things that will go in cycles. And there will be also things that just happen and reoccur because of the way in which human nature has been distorted by sin, right? But the reality is that we have to acknowledge that, in fact, we have the gift of God of being able to do things like eat and to drink, right? And to be able to do the things that God is calling us to and requires of us, because there's nothing that's happened in the past and nothing that will happen in the future that can't be under God's dominion, right? If God has decided to do something, it can't be added to and it can't be undone, right? So I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it nor taken from it. And God doeth it, that men should fear before him, right? And we mean the type of fear not to be afraid, but fear in that sense of respect and awe and reverence of him as God. And we are not, okay? So I find the book of Ecclesiastes far more enjoyable to read than I do the book of Job. But in the end, both of them almost feel like there's a bit of helplessness to it, right? That in fact, life is vanity. But if that's true, then what should we be doing but living for God primarily? And with that is the reward of eternal life by his grace. So as I said, today is Thursday, and in fact, this morning I'll be heading to Beaumont Hospital near my house, and the hernia that I had repaired 18 months ago has undone itself in a part, and so the doctor's going to go in there and reattach a few things. So I will be out of the loop physically for 24 hours, let's say, but I will make sure I record a morning meditation ahead of time, so there'll be one for us on Friday. You do not want me recovering from anesthesia and trying to do a morning meditation. But of course, God willing, I will be back in the saddle for Sunday Masses. But I do covet your prayers. Please do say a prayer for Father Kelly, for my surgeon, Dr. Alami, and for his staff, so that I will be right back at it in no time. And may your Thursday be full of blessings.